Greetings, insiders. It's August 6th, and this week we're getting into why McDonald's crowded calendar backfired last quarter. Plus, Martin wins Subway, Yahoo's college football bet, Japan Airlines targets ChatGPT, and Lemonade's road sign stunt. I'm Parker Heron, and this is Ad Age Insider's weekly report. Subscribe wherever you're listening so you never miss my roundup of industry news you need to know. And catch a new deep dive conversation tomorrow, all about the marketing trends emerging for the second half of 2026. You won't want to miss it. So back to this week's news. Brands and agencies are finding that focus, meaning fewer messages, simpler ideas, narrow targets, is outperforming volume. For example, take this week's headline news. McDonald's admitted it needs to scale back its messaging. The fast food chain reported meaningfully weaker U.S. comparable sales growth for the second quarter. It attributed about 2/3 of its traffic slowdown to problems with its value strategy, and most of the remainder of that decline to its FIFA World Cup promotion. Company leaders acknowledged that the overloaded promotional calendar made individual messages difficult to absorb, while restaurant crews were overwhelmed with too many value and beverage launches. CEO Chris Kempczynski said, quote, "It's tough to break through when you have that many messages out there. You've got a K-pop Demon Hunters message, then you have a value message, then you have a beverage message, then you have a FIFA message." The result could prompt McDonald's to show more restraint with its promotional calendar, Kempczynski said. The brand also shared that it would reallocate part of its marketing budget to support, quote, proven promotions, such as its extra value meals. All of that restated as a lesson: promotional saturation is a real strategic risk. More campaigns don't equal more impact, and knowing what to cut from the calendar is just as important as knowing what to add. Next up, Martin wins Subway. Subway named the Martin Agency as its new creative agency of record after a competitive review in which Martin took the unusual step of pitching a single idea in the final meeting. The client liked it so much that the work is now in production and expected to run in the fall. The agency is keeping the concept under wraps for now, but described it as, quote, brutally simple. It matters because Subway's domestic unit count has fallen for 10 consecutive years, with system-wide U.S. sales dropping 5.7% last year. The brand explicitly wanted to move away from campaign-by-campaign advertising and focus on a long-term, ownable brand platform. The marketing takeaway is that balancing brand legacy with new thinking and creative ambition does not always require the more complicated idea. Here's another marketing story for you. Yahoo bets on college fantasy football. Yahoo Sports debuted a new college fantasy football product this week with a campaign created by BBDO and starring 2011 Heisman Trophy winner Robert Griffin III. Yahoo CMO said Griffin was chosen not just for his college football legacy, but because he fit the brand's internal filter for talent, people with big personalities who genuinely embody Yahoo's ethos. Yahoo CMO even said Griffin was spotted wearing merch for the campaign out in public after the shoot. The campaign is part of a broader revival at Yahoo, where every product across its portfolio has been rebuilt or relaunched in recent years, according to the company. Sports and fantasy are now among its primary vehicles for rebuilding brand relevance, and the early numbers back that bet. More than 1/3 of first-week registrants for the college game were new to Yahoo Fantasy altogether. The marketing takeaway is that the best brand athlete or brand celebrity partnerships work because the talent is genuinely invested. Audiences can usually tell the difference. Now for a little tech talk. Japan Airlines is introducing its first paid ads on ChatGPT this month, as AI-driven search reshapes how consumers discover and book travel. The airline is using a tool called Share of Model. It was developed by agency Jellyfish to track how AI platforms describe the brand and identify gaps in its visibility. With Japan Airlines website traffic down 10% year over year as AI search intercepts consumers before they reach brand properties, the measurement challenge has shifted from tracking clicks to tracking how models talk about your brand. So get used to the new metric that's entered the conversation: share of model. Besides being the name of Jellyfish's product, share of model is how often and how favorably an AI platform references your brand. So you might want to write it down. Finally, your weekly creativity inspo. Working with Cash Studios, car insurance brand Lemonade created a roadside message board that traveled around Texas. It stayed dark for most passing cars, but it would light up with a fun, playful message for motorists who travel at or under the posted speed limit. And in Texas, that's only 10%. Messages say fun things like obsessed with your safe driving and absolutely gorgeous speed choice. In a state with more vehicle crashes than any other, rewarding good drivers rather than punishing the bad is certainly a way to make a brand memorable. All right, one note for those listening to this on the day of launch, Thursday, August 6th. Make sure to vote for the best creative campaign of July 2026 on Ad Age by noon ET today. Be part of deciding which campaign takes home the trophy in our reader poll. That's your weekly report. Thank you to my fellow Ad Agers for lending their fabulous reporting to today's roundup. And thank you for listening. I'm Parker Heron, and this is Ad Age Insider's Weekly Report. I'll catch you tomorrow.